The Democratic plan to give free health care, college, and more to people who are in the country illegally would be risky, even if the party cared about enforcing the border. But, of course, they don't. Instead, every major candidate is competing to see who can be more brazen in backing completely open borders. It's gotten so bad that even President Obama's DHS Secretary, Jay Johnson, can't take it anymore. In a new column in the Washington Post, Johnson accuses his party of extremism and says the policies that the candidates for president advocate would in fact amount to open borders, no matter how much they pretend otherwise. Rob Smith is a Turning Point USA spokesman. He joins us tonight. Rob, so when Jay Johnson, who I don't think anyone would describe as some kind of right-wing plant, starts calling you an open borders extremist, I mean, that's kind of the end of it. That's kind of proof, I would say. Would you?
Know what? I would say the same thing. I would say the proof is in the pudding. You know, the Democrats continue to go on and on again with these radical agendas, and they say over and over and over again that it's not open borders. They say it's not open borders, but you just played a clip of Beto O'Rourke literally saying that he would tear down the section of the wall at the border that he was being filmed at right then and there. So it is, right. and I do have to say, as a Black American, illegal immigration hurts Black Americans the most. It hurts us very, very badly. You know, when I was watching that Democratic debate, and I watched every single Democrat candidate for president raise their hand when they said that they would advocate for free health care for illegal immigrants, I looked and I said, what American of any color thinks that the Democrats have anybody else in mind other than illegal immigrants? So they have totally turned into the party of illegal immigration, and it's hurting Black Americans. It really is.
I mean, looking at the poll numbers on the question, I mean, there's no group of Americans that supports this, okay?
No, not at all.
But among African Americans, support is, and by the way, Hispanic Americans don't support it. But African Americans, the support is low.
Yeah.
So how can the leaders of the Democratic Party, right, so, but are they not, they don't care what the poll numbers say? Or
well, here's the thing. First of all, African Americans are not stupid, okay? Because if we were, we would have elected Hillary Clinton president. So that tells you that we're not stupid. So we see what's going on here, and we see people advocating for things like free college, free healthcare, all these different things. And number one, we ask who is going to pay for it. Obviously, it's not just going to be the rich. Obviously, it's going to be the middle class. And another thing Democrats do when they try to attract Latino Americans is that they try to pretend as if Hispanic and Latino Americans are all illegal. I know a lot of legal Hispanic Americans that are absolutely against immigration, absolutely against open borders. And what I see, honestly, as a voter, as an African American, as somebody who turned conservative within the past couple of years, specifically because of this illegal immigration issue, what I've seen is that the party that was historically supposed to be for African Americans is selling us out for illegal immigrants. I'm telling you, the conversation on the streets, people are talking about the same thing. I hear conversations in my Black barbershop in Brooklyn that would make both you and I blush, Tucker. You know, you and I would both probably not speak as freely about that.
People know what's going on.
People know what's going on. African Americans absolutely know what's going on. And I think that going into 2020, I think the Republicans are going to make a large play for African American voters. When you look in 2016, when you look at the fact that Donald Trump got more Black voters than the previous two Republican nominees combined, right? And you see the RNC and Donald Trump and the Republicans are actively going for African-American voters. We have to talk to African-American voters and say, do you want to vote for Republicans or do you want to vote for the party of open borders? Do you want to vote for the party that is
shafting you in this?
That is shafting you, that is opening up the doors for illegal immigration.
Right. Rob, thank you for that. Good to see you tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for